So basically these hydrocarbons can be alkane, alkene, alkyne. Alkane means between the two carbon atoms, there should be a single bond. Alkene means between the carbon atoms, there should be a double bond. And alkyne means between the carbon atoms, there should be a triple bond. But the question is how you can identify that how many carbon atoms will be there in the compound. From the name, you can identify that there should be a single bond, because if it's an alkane, the name should have ANE. If it's an alkene, the name should have ENE. And if it's an alkyne, the name should have YNE. So from the end of the name, you can identify, from the suffix, you can identify that whether there should be a single bond, double bond, or triple bond. But how you can identify from the name that how many carbon atoms are there? So for that, you have to learn this table: number of carbon and the prefix used for that. So if we have one carbon, then the prefix which we use is meth. If we have two carbon, the prefix, the starting name, it should be eth. If three carbon, the prefix, it should be prop. Four carbon, but. Five carbon, you have to learn till 10. Pent, six carbon, hex, seven carbon, hept, eight carbon, non, sorry, eight carbon, oct, nine carbon, so these are the prefixes which you have to learn according to the number of the carbon.
Sir, so then what's the difference between the first three, that is alkane, alkane, and alkyne, and the first three of the carbon numbers?
Here, this is about the bonds. If between carbon and the carbon there's a single bond, we call alkane. If between carbon and the carbon there's a double bond, we call alkene. And if between carbon there's a triple bond, this is a type of bond. And this is about the number of the carbon atoms. First, copy this. I will give an example so you will understand how a prefix can be used to identify the number of the carbon atoms present in the organic compound. Each carbon maximum, yes, copy this. Each carbon maximum can form four bonds. What is your question, Abdullah? Alkaline. Identify the name itself by knowing the bonds as well as. Yes, you can identify the number of the bonds as well as the number of the carbon. You can like So from the name, you can identify how many carbon atoms are there and how many bonds or what type of bonds are there. I'll give an example. Just copy this one. Then I'll give an example so you'll understand. Look how we can use this to identify example. If I say I have a hydrocarbon, say ethane. First thing, there are two parts of the name. One is prefix, another one is suffix. The prefix shows the number of the carbon and the suffix shows the bond between the carbon atoms. So it's a combination of two things. Eth. Eth means how many carbon should be there? How many carbon atoms I should draw? Eth. Eth means 2. And ane, the term ane means what should be the bond between the carbon atom? The bond between the carbon atom should be single. So,
sir, if we have one carbon atom, there will be no bond. So what
there will
should we
be,
write?
if there is one carbon atom, then it will bond with hydrogen, not with other carbon. So if you have eth, eth means 2 carbons, so you will draw 2 carbon atoms, okay? The first thing. N means between, this N means between carbon and carbon, there should be a single bond. So between the 2 carbon atoms, there should be a single bond. Is it clear? Then what happened? Because we are drawing a hydrocarbon. So to draw a hydrocarbon, remaining bonds are with hydrogen. How many hydrogens this will have, this carbon? How you can identify? As you know, carbon belongs to group 4. So maximum carbon can form 4 bonds. This is the number of the bonds which carbon can form. Yeah, so that's right. Because carbon maximum can form 4 bonds. So one bond is already formed here with another carbon. So remaining 3 bonds, it will form with hydrogen. And how we know there should be hydrogen? Because these are hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon means they only contain 2 elements. One is carbon, another one is hydrogen. Then what about the second carbon? How many hydrogen this will have? 1, 2, 3. Is it clear? The structure of ethane. Eth means 2 carbon atoms, and ane means they should have a single bond between them. Because they are hydrocarbons, so remaining bonds are occupied by hydrogen. Then what is the molecular formula? Molecular formula means the formula which shows actual number of atoms which are present. Yes, there is a formula for this. So the molecular formula, it contains 2 carbon atoms. And how many hydrogen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So molecular formula is C2H6. What about empirical formula? Empirical formula means the simplest ratio. What is the ratio between 2 and 6? The simplest ratio. So 1:3. So the empirical formula will be CH3, because empirical formula shows the simplest ratio. Empirical formula is CH3, where molecular formula is C2H6. Is it clear? So from the name, we started only with the name. So from the name, we identify number of the carbon and what kind of bond is there between the carbon atoms. Then remaining bonds are occupied by hydrogen, or formed, the remaining bond carbon will form with hydrogen. Then just count the number of carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms you use. That will give you a molecular formula. Then take the simplest ratio. The simplest ratio of 2 and 6 is 1:3. So empirical formula is 1:. What is the simplest ratio of 2 and 6? The simplest ratio between 2 and 6 is 1:3. And the 1:3 ratio, whenever we represent a simplest ratio, we call that as empirical formula. Is it clear? There are two ways to find the empirical formula. One is by percentage, another one is by simplest ratio. So Salman, the simplest ratio, there are two ways. Either a percentage will be given or the molecular formula is given. But in this example, molecular formula is given, which is C2 and H6. So we take the simplest ratio between them, 2:6. That will give us 1:3. If there was percentage given, like carbon was 60% and hydrogen is 40%, copy this. So then we'll divide by atomic mass, then we divide by the smallest value, and then take a simplest ratio. So we divide by atomic mass. This will be 5 and this will be 40. And then we divide by the smallest value. This will be 1 and this will be 8. So 1:8 or CH8 will be there. This is just a quick revision. If the percentage is given, we use this method. But normally in this organic chemistry, they will not give you percentage. They will give you a molecular formula, and from molecular formula, you have to find the empirical formula. Empirical formula is defined as the simplest ratio, the formula which represents simplest ratio between the atoms present in a compound. Yes, we will repeat this in stoichiometry as well. So if I say a compound is propane, so if a compound is propane, again you will divide this into two parts. First part is prop and the second part is ane. Prop means how many carbon? So prop means there are 3 carbon atoms. And ane means what is the bond between the carbon atom? There should be a single bond. So first what you will do, you will draw 3 carbon atoms. First draw 3 carbon atoms. And between the carbon atoms, there should be a single bond. So this is one single bond and this is another. Remaining, you will draw hydrogen. How many hydrogen this will have on the left hand side? Because carbon maximum can form 4 bonds. So 1 is with carbon, remaining 3 are with hydrogen. How many hydrogen the middle carbon will have? How many hydrogen the carbon in the middle will have? 2, because 2 are already formed a bond. So remaining will be 2. And how many hydrogen the last one will have? 3. So what is the molecular formula of this compound? C3H8, because 3 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen. What is the empirical formula of this compound? Yeah, it's already a simplest one. So empirical formula is also same, which is C3H8. So some compounds have the same molecular and empirical formula. If it is in the same simplest ratio, it will be same. Sometime to save the space, you can also write like this, like after drawing the 3 carbon atoms, both ways are acceptable. Instead of showing all these hydrogen bonds, what I can do, I have 3 hydrogen, so I can write CH3. This will have 2 hydrogen, so I will write H2. This is having 3 hydrogen, so I will write CH3. Both formulas are acceptable, both ways are right or correct. In the first one, we actually show all the bonds. In the second one, we only represent the carbon bond, and hydrogen, we just write the number of hydrogen which are attached. Any doubt in this example?
So in this example, we cannot simplify with the empirical formula, so we'll write the same.
We write the same. Copy this. Afif, how the question will be there in exam? Actually, this is a very basic things we are started with. So this is not the exam style, or I cannot give example right now related to exam style question, because exam style questions are a bit tricky and different. This is actually the introduction or the base of organic chemistry. If another structure you have to draw, example, you want to draw the structure of prop in. Now it's prop in. So first you will identify the number of the carbons and the type of the bond between the carbon. So prop, the term prop means that there should be 3 carbon atoms. And in, the term in means that they should have a double bond. But what does it mean? It does not mean that throughout the structure we have all double bond. It means the first 2 carbons should have a double bond between them. First 2 only. So example, prop means 3 carbon, and this shows there should be a double bond. So first I will draw 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, and 3. And if I choose this as 1 and 2, so there should be a double bond. It should not be like this. That is wrong. That all the carbon should have double bond. No. What ene here refers to, it refers to that the first two carbon atoms, they should have a double bond. Carbon maximum can form 4 bonds. So there is always the number 4 you have to complete. So that is prop because of 3 carbon, and ene shows that there should be a double bond between the first 2 carbon atoms, and remaining carbon atoms all are single bond. Only the first 2 carbon atoms, they should have double bond. Now if I draw hydrogens, how many hydrogen this first carbon should have? How many hydrogen the first carbon will have? So it will have 2. How many hydrogen the middle carbon will have? The central carbon. 1. And how many carbon atoms, how many hydrogen atoms with the last carbon? So it will have 3. Why the last one is a single bond? I told you the term ene means that the first 2 carbons should have double bond and remaining all will have single bonds. The term ene does not mean that all the carbon in the chain will have double bond. It means the first carbon atoms have double bond and remaining have single bond. Yes, why there are 6 hydrogen rather than 8? Because you check the number of the bond. So as the carbon, the first carbon already formed 2 bonds with another carbon, so remaining only 2 bonds. So that's why 2 hydrogen. The middle carbon already formed 3 bonds, 2 with the on the left hand side and 1 on the right hand side. So it has only 1 hydrogen. And the last one, because 1 bond is formed, so remaining 3 hydrogen. So when we write the molecular formula, so it contains 3 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. So it is C3H6. The reason why there are 6 hydrogens, not 8, because it depends on the number of the bonds which are formed. So in this example, because the first 2 carbon atoms, they have a double bond, so the number of hydrogen decreases. In the previous example, when we were drawing a propane, you can see here, the first 2 carbon atoms have a single bond, so they can form a bond with more hydrogens. But in the second example, it is propene. The first 2 carbon atoms have a double bond, so the number of the hydrogen which are attached to the carbon will decrease. Then empirical formula. What is the empirical formula of this compound, the simplest ratio? The first having a 3 and the 6, the 3 and 6, the simplest ratio is CH2. Is it clear, the structure of propene? You can use a mic to ask a question if you find difficult to type. One more example related to alkene, and then I will give alkyne. Alkynes are not part of your syllabus, IGCSE, but I will give example. so you will have an idea. But in IGCSE course outline, you have to learn about alkanes and alkenes. So if I say draw the structure of butene or pentene, what does the term pent means? The term pent means 5 and ene means there should be a double bond. So first what we will do, we will draw 5 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the first 2 carbon atoms should have a double bond because it's ene. So first 2 carbon atoms will have a double bond. Then rest of the chain will have a single bond. Now I will draw a short formula because of space. So instead of drawing all the hydrogen, I will just write the numbers. The first one, how many hydrogen it should have? The first carbon. It should have 2 hydrogens. So I will write CH2. H2 refers to that 2 hydrogen are attached. What about number of hydrogen with the second one? 1 hydrogen. What about number of hydrogen attached to the third one? 2. Same thing, 2. And the last one, 3. Because 1 bond is formed, so remaining 3 are there. Is it clear? The number of hydrogen attached to each carbon? Now, what is the molecular formula of this compound?
Sir, why there is only one double bond? Shouldn't it be 2 double bonds between the carbon atoms, all the carbon atoms?
No, whenever, that's the point, that whenever throughout the chain, if there is a double bond present between the first 2 carbon atoms, we call that class as alkene. If throughout the chain we find a single bond, then we call that as alkane. And if throughout the chain, if there is a triple bond present between the 2 carbon atoms, then we call that as alkyne. So it's not like that all of them should have a double bond. Like it should not be like this. That's wrong. Only the 2 carbon atoms, if they have a double bond, then we call alkene. If they have a single bond throughout the chain, alkane, and if they have triple bond, alkyne. So the molecular formula is C5 and H10. 5 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen. What is the empirical formula or the simplest ratio? The empirical formula or the simplest ratio between them, because 5 and 10. So simplest ratio between 5 and 10 is 1:2. Yes, Salman, you have a question?
Sir, is it a must that all the carbon shells should be filled, like the 4
Yes.
out of 4?
All the 4, because otherwise it will not be stable. So in a structure, all the carbon bonds should be complete, or carbon should share all the 4 bonds or 4 electrons to form a bond and complete octet. So this is a structure of pentene. So basically you can see here that when I get the empirical formula for propene, it was CH2. When I find the empirical formula of pentene, it was also CH2. So all alkenes have the same empirical formula. All alkenes, not alkane. Alkene, E-N-E. So whenever alkene is there, all of the alkenes, they have the same empirical formulas. You can take any alkene, you will get the same answer for empirical formula. Because in alkenes, the number of hydrogen are twice as compared to number of carbon. Finish writing this, so I will give another example. But if the name is written like but-2-ene, so actually this, what is the meaning of this 2? This 2 shows the position of the double bond. Means but-2-ene means that the double bond is between the second and the third carbon. So if I write or pent-2-ene, because we just did an example of pent, so it's pent-2-ene. Pent means 5 carbon. So first what we will do, we will draw 5 carbon atoms, and ene means between the carbon there should be a double bond. And what this 2 means, this 2 is the position of the double bond. So if I draw 5 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 carbon atoms. Then what is the position of a double bond? The position of the double bond with the second carbon. Second carbon or between second and third carbon. So if I'm counting from here, this is my first carbon on the left hand side. This is the second carbon. So I can, because if I consider this as my first carbon, like carbon, I'm just writing a numbers for identification, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then the double bond I should place here. But if I count the carbon from other side, on the right hand side, then the position of a double bond should be here. Both ways are correct, both ways are acceptable. It depends on from where you're counting the carbon. So I can draw the both structures, only one of them in exam you have to draw. So the second and the third carbon should have a double bond, and then remaining all will have a single bond. Here second and third will have a double bond, and remaining all will have single bond. Then put the hydrogens. Then put the hydrogen. This will have 3 hydrogen. This will have one hydrogen, two hydrogens, and three hydrogens. So it depends on how many bonds are formed. So this, if I count from here, so this will have three hydrogen because one bond is formed. This carbon form 1, 2, 3 bonds, so remaining one hydrogen. This carbon also form 3 bonds, 1, 2, 3, so remaining one hydrogen. This carbon forms 2 bonds, so remaining 2 hydrogen. And the last one form 1 bond, so remaining 3 hydrogens. Is it clear? You can draw any structure. You can draw the structure which is at the top, or you can draw a structure which is at the bottom. Any doubt in this? The molecular formula will be C5 and H10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the empirical formula will be CH2. I'll share another link once this will end.